Hey, ladies, welcome to Sis We Love You podcast. It is a daily dose of healing, prayer, and encouragement for women navigating ups and downs of life. Whether you're a mother, wife, single, or juggling it all, we're here to talk through the real, raw struggles we face every day.
Hey ladies, how are you? So I hope everything's going good since our past episodes that we have had. I hope you guys are working on so much that involves yourself when it comes to self-care. Um, just making sure that you're good. And that is just so important. So today's show is going to touch a lot of people. It really is. And it's from healing from past and letting go and moving forward. So we all know we be holding some grudges, okay? But before we actually start this show, y'all know I gotta start off with a prayer because this is just much needed. Because, sometimes it's hard for me to let go things, or when I do let it go, sometimes it resurface. I'll be like, man, I do not like this person, or they did me dirty, or man, I wish I could apologize to them on something that I've done, just different things like that. But I want to start off with a prayer. And this Heavenly Father, we come before you today, acknowledging the weight of the past that so many of us carry. Lord, we ask you for your strength, and we begin the journey of letting go, trusting that you are our healer and restorer. Help us to release every hurt, every regret, and every burden into your hands. Guide our hearts, and we move forward, not in fear or sorrow, but in faith and peace, knowing that you have great plans for our future. We ask that you fill in the space with your presence and speak healing into the lives of every listener. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. Amen. And y'all, I hope that prayer helps you. Just even for us to just start off with this conversation, because I know I felt that for real. Like I really needed that. So the weight that you're holding on is holding you back. And holding a grudge is like it's it's unethical, because you have to continue to move forward in your life, because they're not even thinking about you for real. And it's a hard pill to swallow, because they moved on with their life, they doing what they do, they're not even thinking about you. They might revert and just stalk your social media or see what's going on with you and all of that stuff, but that's on them. That's what they do. So you got to lose focus of them and more focus on you. And holding your past regrets and mistakes, it can affect your mental. It can affect you emotionally and your spiritual health. And sometimes we'd probably be like, man, that person look old. Why they look so old? And you just never know what a person is carrying within them for them to look old. Sometimes you could just be old just to be old and just look old, but sometimes hurt, pain, and just life overall can hurt you, and it reflects on what you look like in the mirror. And I always had to revert back to that a lot, because I don't want to be looking like that. I don't want to be sitting around here just hurt off what somebody did to me, and me just holding on to it so much to a point where it just hurt me in my personal life. And having unhealed wounds, and for it to impact your personal growth and your relationships and your faith, that is just so important, because sometimes those unhealed wounds can affect you from meeting your husband. Yeah, Yeah, girl, it could affect you from me and your husband because you ain't prayed that part about you. You ain't moved on from that. You ain't moved on from that man that hurt you years ago. And the fact that you're hurt from that situation and from what that man has done to you, you are going to take those same problems and put it on the next man that may be a blessing to you. You know, a lot of times we not looking for the person that's for us. We just looking for that type, you know, and a lot of times when that that soul tie is still tied to us, that's what we find as an attraction of other men that come across our path. And it's okay to cleanse and remove that part of you by being celibate and actually working on yourself. But when you're working on yourself, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable of the things that you are experiencing in your life, the things that you have not healed from. And sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone and become a different woman in a sense too, because it's so many parts of you that you never unpacked yet and you haven't been introduced to. And you won't be able to see all of this not until you actually heal yourself and become healed in so many ways, which could be like so hard. But you have to understand the power of forgiveness and like highlighting the importance of forgiving others is just so important because you don't have to necessarily say, hey, what's up, how you doing, I know it's been a while since we talked, but i really want I really want to forgive you for what you did to me, or I hope that you can forgive me for what I've done to you. Y'all may not ever have that conversation or that opportunity to call someone up and say those things. You have to forgive in your time. You got to forgive to God. You got to talk to him. You have to talk to him. That is your therapist, that is your healer, that is your best friend. He is your everything that is going to get you through so many things because baby, he done got me through some things, okay? And I had to forgive a lot of things, especially when it comes to men that were in my life. And once I forgave that, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was blessed with an amazing man. Even though I'm a widow now and he passed away, I was blessed with someone so amazing that I prayed for and I actually got everything out of him that I prayed for, honestly, and more. So after he passed, you know, I ended up continuing um, to grieve and everything for a while. But then God ended up putting this other man in my face, and he blessed me with another good one that's beyond my expectations. But that comes from me forgiving men in my past. That comes from me actually healing parts of me that I didn't understand. And you know what's so crazy? A lot of that healing comes from my childhood first. And that was with my dad. I was my dad's only child, you know. Um, my dad wasn't the greatest dad in another quarter of my life. You know, the first quarter of me being a young child, and then the second quarter of me being in like middle school and stuff, all that stuff was like cool. But after that, I said about maybe seventh grade, sixth grade, pops wasn't pops no more. Daddy's girl was just not daddy's girl no more. You know, so that was my first hurt right there, and I know some of you can relate to that. So my first part of my healing, I had to take it all the way back. I couldn't just blame my first boyfriend. Because shoot, my first boyfriend hurt me too, and my second boyfriend, to be honest. But it was like it started off with my father though. You know, I had to forgive him. I had to have many conversations with him on on a personal level. But, you know, sometimes those conversations didn't work of me actually just, you know, texting it to him and stuff. I even tried writing a letter to him and everything. But after a while, as time progressed, he understood, you know, and we actually have that relationship. You know, the relationship is there, but it's not there, you know. But I'm comfortable with it. I'm happy. I'm in a happy space. I feel good about it. And the main reason why I feel good is because I released my feelings. I expressed myself on how I felt on paper, on text, and I was able to tell him in person as well. So that made me feel good. So that was my first part of my hurt in my life, honestly. That was my first the first person that ever hurt me. So after that hurt, it was like, man, who else gonna hurt me? And then it just started kept going and going and going. So I had to forgive him, and I had to actually heal myself in many ways for me to be able to let go and let God. And then, you know, as far as like friendships and stuff, my first hurt was one of my best friends. I wouldn't even really, I don't know if it's like hurt or what. I don't know what to call it, but it actually it hurt my feelings, just put it like that. So my best friend, she's been my best friend for many, many years. I'll say elementary school, first grade. And you know, as we got older and stuff, everybody changed, you know, and I still went into like boys and stuff at the time. And, you know, she started dating boys, or she started wanting friends that was on that same level of into boys and out in the world just kicking it, having fun. She had a car before me. Like she out here living her best life. And I think what hurt me the most is she never liked her friends being friends with me. It was like she was being like a selfish friend. But the weird thing about it was she'd lie to them and make it seem like I don't like them, and then she'd make it seem like they don't like me. So she used to play those little games. So that was like my first hurt when it comes to me having a friend. You know, that was hurtful. And I don't know, it's just hard for me to actually like unpack a lot of that. And then, you know, sometimes some friends will think you are Miss Goody Tissue and I can't do these things around you. And then they do certain things and they want to act a certain way around you. When if this is who I just want you to be you around me, you know. But my sister, she is like my best friend, my everything. She made up a lot from a lot of relationships, and what from me and her being so close, with our friendship slash relationship as far as being sisters at this point. We lost friends because they were jealous of our relationship. And every time me and her have problems and stuff with each other, we communicated with each other. I expressed myself and told her how I felt instead of talking to someone else and telling them how I felt about what she was doing or what I thought she has done to me. And vice versa, she did the same thing. And you'll be surprised how many people tried to break up our friendship and sistership in so many ways or discredit us saying that we're sisters. It's kind of crazy because her mom acts her mom, I act like her mom and she act like my mom. You'll think we got swamped during birth or something over the years or something, but it's a very healthy relationship and I love it. Like genuinely love it. I'm gonna have to feature her on here one time so you guys can hear and know what type of healthy relationships that you can have with women, because some females before that I've had over the years, they weren't the greatest friends, but they made me out to be a bad friend. And what I feel like how certain people are, I think a lot of people are afraid of love, being loved correctly, and having a genuine friendship of someone really caring for them and loving them for who they are. And they be so used to toxic relationships, they always try to find something wrong with you when it doesn't even really exist. So they just like try to put things in place as though you are the problem, you know? And I always hated that. I hated it with a passion. And it made me go into like introvert mode, or staying secluded and scared to meet new friends, or staying connected with other good people when I know they're good people. But it's like, I know you good people. I do want to build a relationship with you, but later on, I don't want you to hurt me in the long run. So that was like the difficult part of me when it comes to building friendships, and also forgiving the people that did do stuff to me. And it be to a point, I don't never want them back into my life. I'm a firm believer of somebody showing you who they are. That's exactly who they are. And also, right behind that, when I see people treat other people a certain way, I don't expect them to treat me any less than that. So that's another reason why I don't even connect to certain friendships and stuff. But I always pray to God, like, God, send the right women in my life. Send that village of women that are just like me, that carry the same heart as me, that is giving just like me, and don't look for nothing in return. Like, some people be wanting to keep track of how much you did for them and vice versa, when it's not even that serious. Like, why can't we just go with our flow? And it just be so unnecessary. But I've recognized a lot, and a lot of things were like really challenging, but it helped me grow a lot. It helped me grow a whole lot into an amazing woman. Um, Even like friendships, when friends felt as though I did something to them, um, I had to forgive myself for them feeling that way, because I know I didn't intentionally do it, but it did make them feel some kind of way. And I also pray that maybe one day they could forgive me too. But even though if they do forgive me and I want them to forgive me and I forgive them, I still can't see myself rekindling and starting all over with the relationship of us being the same as we were. It just won't ever be the same anymore to me. It may be to you, but that's just how I am. And I want you guys to like really just not let the past and the pain that you've been through, not make it a lesson learned. Like, don't repeat patterns of things happening or that have happened into your life. You have to constantly understand that God's timing and the reason why he placed those people into your life, because he's going to bless you with a better friend, a better boyfriend, girlfriend. However, he's going to bless you with something greater, and you can have another opportunity to do it all again. You know, you have to understand that, and you have to take the different steps to actually just move forward when it comes to things like that, because what other way you gonna have? And you got to surrender your burdens to God. Like, you have to. Prayer is so powerful. It is a powerful tool of releasing your emotions, your burdens, your gaining peace. And it allows you to communicate with God and find the strength beyond yourself. And I don't think you guys actually realize that when you're building that relationship with him, and you have that connection, he's going to begin to understand you even more because you are actually expressing yourself the way he always wanted you to. You have to build and develop like consistent prayer routine. You can't just pray for something one day and you don't pray no more, and you start praying again when something else happened. You can't be a user, because there's ways you can use God too, but you can't use him in a negative way. You have to use him in a positive way so you can leverage off of it and become a better version of yourself. You also, a lot of things that we don't do and we don't realize, we're never specific when it comes to our prayers. Like, for an example, when I was in the midst of going celibate, and I was celibate for like 4 years straight, I did want to end up getting married. I'm not end up getting married, but I was specific with God, and I told God, I want a man of God. I want a man that treats me right. I want to love him. I want a man that loves me unconditionally. I want a man that also knows how to cook, that also know how to clean, that also would love to cater to me just as much as I cater to him. I want a man that won't make me feel like, if we have a child together, he won't make me feel like I'm a single mom while being married, or a single mom by just being in a relationship. I wanted him to put forth effort into raising our child just as much as I was too. And these are things of experience that I have seen over time on how people can be within their relationships. So when me analyzing and seeing things that was not helping people in their relationships, and another main one that came with it too, a lot of people, um, I didn't see them staying in a relationship past the child being 1 years old, or not even 2 years old. It seemed like that first year, um, that all they did was argue and fight and everything. And I wanted a man to understand me during my postpartum phase. Maybe I didn't feel, maybe if I don't feel good about myself after having a baby, still love me. If I don't have my sex drive anymore, still love me. If I don't feel like myself no more, still love me and show me just so much love for me to still feel good about myself. And these are a lot of things that come with when some people aren't together anymore in a relationship, when it comes to things like that, when they have children and stuff. And I didn't want to experience those things. No, I still don't have a child, but I know one day I will become a mother. Maybe even in due time. I'm praying for it. I'm claiming it that I will become a mother. But even when with that of me becoming a mother, I had to forgive myself for having an abortion at the age of 19. So I gotta forgive myself with that, and because I felt like maybe I never got pregnant again because of me having that abortion. And I didn't forgive myself for actually doing something like that. So it's so many things that we need to touch base with when it comes to forgiving ourselves and being able to move forward in life. And I had to surrender so many of those burdens that were in my life for me to be able to move forward and accept a lot of things that I feel like I've done, and it has blocked my blessings for me to start receiving. I forgive myself for having an abortion. I just didn't want to be a mother at such a young age. I didn't want to be a mom. I cried. Like I literally cry all the time because I'm like, what am I going to do with a child? I'm still a child. I haven't even lived my life yet, you know? But as time progressed, when I did want to become a mother, even when my husband was alive, it was very difficult for me. I ended up experiencing abnormal periods, and it'd be a whole year go by, and I wouldn't have a cycle, you know? And I wouldn't know when I'm ovulating or nothing. I have been tested and everything to see even if I'm able to with child and I can have children. It's just I had to get my body together. And this comes with a healing journey, y'all. You gotta understand. You gotta have that personal growth. You have to you have to understand the true healing, and you gotta experience the freedom of forgiveness. And I feel free now. I forgive myself for doing that to myself and doing that to my unborn child. I'm sorry, but I just was not ready at that time. Now that I have lived life, I'm established, financially established, and everything. I'm ready to be a mom. I want to be a mother. I want to have at least one child and give so much love and so much wisdom and everything that comes with it. But I had to be able to forgive myself, and I did. Now I'm having cycles all the time. I'm just waiting on the time for me to actually say that I'm pregnant and end up birthing a healthy child with all fingers and toes and healthy with nothing going on with themselves. But I just pray for a healthy child. That's one of my gifts that I would love to have after taking the losses that I took, because I feel like the love will be there. It's like it's a piece of me that is missing. But I had to come with grips of forgiving myself and feeling comfortable talking about it. I've never I never I mean never talked about this before. And I want people to really understand that forgiveness is so freaking powerful. And I'm quite sure maybe even months from now, I will be able to share my testimony with y'all and tell y'all, guess what? I'm about to be a mom. Because I know what's coming. I know what's coming, y'all. But it's just it's so important. It really is. And I just really want y'all to take a few minutes out of your day and actually start praying and taking these steps to heal. Um, Prayer brings comfort, it renews hope, it gives you a sense of surrender, letting go and control the control that it is doing to you. It's controlling so much of your life. And then trusting God to guide the healing process. Oh, girl, listen, you better know. But maybe y'all should try this. Say, Lord, I surrender the weight of my past to you. I release every pain and every regret into your hands and ask for the strength to move forward in your grace. Just do that. Just say it. Say it all the time. When it cross your mind, say it. When you're feeling down and out, say it. Just ask for it. Just surrender all of that pain. Y'all don't deserve that. You don't deserve to carry pain. You don't deserve to carry on things that people have done to you. You don't deserve to carry on things that you felt like you've done to someone. You gotta forgive. Forgive is one of the biggest parts of your life where you are gonna find freedom, peace, and being able to move forward. That's one of the first steps besides you having self care, because self care covers all of that. It's a part of the pyramid, it's a part of it. You have to do it. And just reflecting on processing your emotions. Journaling is everything. It provides so much safe peace, and you can explore so much. You can uncover deep thoughts. Um, you could just have so much personal growth and over time that you just feel so good. And I cannot wait to release these journals to y'all, because I have made so many journals to a point you're going to be able to get through a lot of things, and it's going to be relatable to you. It's me speaking to you, it's God speaking to you, it's you speaking to you. But we got to take these steps, and just writing those bottled up emotions, it brings so much clarity to the complex of your feelings, and it serves like a reminder of the progress, and you could just look back in that journal and be like, man, I was in a dark space. I really was, and I really needed to like just get myself together and just move forward. And that's all I needed. Even if y'all could find that community of support, if you could do some sort of Bible study or something, it's very important for you guys to find that. Is needed. So I really want you guys to just find that piece of different things. And one of the Bible verses of healing and letting go of your past is Isaiah 43, chapter 43, verses 18 through 19. Um, Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams into the wasteland. Like, this verse emphasizes God's desire for us, and for us to release our past and trust Him as He brings renewal and transformation into our lives. We have to understand that He's guiding us toward the future filled with so much hope, so much faith, so much happiness, so much peace. And it's a great reminder for you guys to understand that God is always working on something new for us. It's always a new opportunity for us. It's always a new way to start a new path in life. And you do not have to feel stuck in the pain of the path of the things that you have been going through and enduring over time. You don't deserve that. You don't. You have to start walking in your purpose and understanding what you do deserve and what you don't deserve. And that's one of the things you don't deserve: to not forgive other people. Do not give a person that much power over your life. The only person that should have that much power is God. But you know what's so crazy? He forgives you too, all the time. God always forgives you. Some of the things we may not even know we doing wrong, but we ask Him for forgiveness. So this is just as much important as you forgiving yourself as well, because God sure forgave you, and He's ready to give you everything that you deserve and that you desire in life. So I really want y'all to aim towards that and make sure you get a lot of things together within your personal life so that you're able to like let go and move forward, because you deserve it. So, ladies, I really hope and pray that this episode has helped you forgive and forget your past and heal from it in so many ways. It's going to take time. This is nothing that's going to happen overnight, because trust me, mine didn't. Mine did not happen overnight. I had many crying nights. Ooh, I'm talking about crying. I mean, bawling in tears, just ready to scream on top of my lungs. And even if you got to do that, you scream in a pillow. You could go to a place outside and scream. Like, you just find ways to just release all of that because it's in you, and your body probably tense too. Because I know I be catching myself, my body be tense sometimes. But I think right now, since I'm in my heal process, I just need a massage. I just wanted y'all to laugh. I'm sorry. I just wanted y'all to laugh. But I really want y'all to really get it together. Please. You deserve it, sis. We love you. Peace.